What's up, guys? So, today, or right now, I actually want to talk about meditation. It's been a throwaway conversation for a long time. Meditate, meditate, chakras, higher vibes, all of those things. But you know something? Because I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been on the spectrum, the spiritual spectrum, for about 7 years, and there are some things, some benefits that I never really hear about when people try to advertise spirituality and things like that. I never really hear people talk about, what I'm actually experiencing. So, uh, I want to give you this perspective. And so the first thing that really does come to my mind is just that perspective. It would seem like it's like I'm always finding perspective for everything that I go through, and I keep attracting things that they always kind of just put me in perspective. It's not necessarily looking to the bright side, but just kind of looking at things uh, from different angles, even to the point where if I feel strongly about something, I also want to, argue the other side to make sure that biases aren't taken over. So perspective is has grown tremendously for me, and uh, and because of that, I don't play the victim as much as I once did and say, "Oh, woe is me, the world is out to get me," or I stopped looking for people uh, to make up for what I felt they did for me, or their shortcomings, whatever that may be. And I take extreme ownership. And speaking of extreme ownership, because Jocko Willie he has that book called Extreme Ownership. Through meditation, it led me to kind of like looking to optimize my life. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things that's going to optimize my life. So I remember when I was really on a spiritual journey, kind of starting out, kind of fresh. You know, they were saying you're not going to get as far as you would want if you are still consuming meat. And shortly after, I had become a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for about 4.5 years or so. Last year, I started eating seafood again, but pretty much a on and off vegetarian diet. But let's just say it's a pescatarian diet, and not wanting to add to the suffering in the world. But speaking of suffering, because it's not all good, it's not all roses, man. One thing I need to tell people about this life, because people like to ride the wave when things are good. But one thing you need to understand is that when you open yourself up to the spiritual world, you better be prepared, and you can never quite be prepared, but you better know what to expect. And you can't quite know what to expect, but you better know something's coming. And what I mean is that you're going to be facing some of the darkest depths of your mind, and it will open up the portal for you to experience dark night of the soul. Dark Night of the Soul, man, is serious business, man. When I was learning about, spirituality and things like that, they mentioned um, Dark Night of the Soul. I'm like, yeah, 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 whatever, higher vibes, you know, whatever it is, higher consciousness. That was my thing. I wanted to know how to unlock my higher consciousness. Um, but it opens you up to this darkness, the darkness within yourself, and you see the darkness in the world, you see darkness in other people, and you alienate yourself because you can see everyone's energy, the energy that people think they're hiding from you. And that's the worst part about it, is because you try to call people out on something, but you can't even entirely prove it because it's an energetic thing. And these people don't even know that they're doing what they're doing because they're unconscious. Okay? And when it becomes the norm for you to have a higher consciousness, you just think that that is the case for everybody. Even in 2020, where the consciousness is rising, it is still not nowhere near the level of someone who has been focusing on raising their consciousness for years. That's not to put me on a pedestal. This is actual factual reality. And that's just something that you got to be okay with. But to go back to what I was just speaking on, and it's a must, and this is part of growth. You have to face those demons. And it's my thinking that, because, and I argued this a long time ago, but I see people saying it now, which is great, but I was saying this a long time ago, that a lot of what we see going on in the world, whereas it captures our eyes and our ears and our uh, surface fears, these things are also taking place, probably even worse, on a spiritual realm. We're surrounded by a bunch of spiritual warfare. All right. So that's what you get when you deal with the media is constantly trying to feed you with fear. They are enslaving the soul that you are. Okay? The soul that you are, they're enslaving. They're not allowing it to lay down strong roots within this flesh. Really important. You guys need to know this, and when you need to actually, and although I say these bad things happen, man, you got to face it. You just have to, or you will subject yourself to worldly matters. And I'm still somewhat caught up in it, but even still, I'm being bailed out by all of the uh, time that I put into, just meditating and constantly being in perspective, introspection, always questioning things. Now, I'll admit I cheated a little bit. No, I can't say I cheated. I had a bit of a head start because I kind of always been that type of kid, always asking questions and stuff like that. And it doesn't stop for me. I still ask questions like a kid. Now, whereas I might not annoy people with my questions, I'll just go look it up. So I go on the internet, type some stuff in. I go on YouTube. I'm just that kind of guy, man. I need to know the ins and outs. And this is how I kind of know a little bit about everything. Don't know too much about one particular subject, but that's all good. It's just because if something catch my interest, that's it. You know. Uh, and I'm just that type of person. But and it always seems like something is guiding me towards making better decisions. Sometimes I just wake up and know exactly what to do. That doesn't mean that I always feel that way, but sometimes I just wake up just knowing exactly what to do. And one thing that I did notice, I don't know if there's much of a correlation, but I noticed that even when I put myself in unconscious states by way of drinking a lot of alcohol, or when I did, because I'm not doing that right now. I don't plan on doing it, especially in the near future. But I remember times where I was like, I should have went to jail drunk and driving and blacked out and don't remember how I made it home. And something just like guided me to just like make it home safely. And I've had experiences like that, or I've had these deep feelings telling me, because I'm very empathic. So I've always had these feelings telling me danger. You might want to stay away from this. There's always something just kind of keeping me away from the danger zones. It's like I can sense it, and I can definitely pick up. Like I said earlier, I can definitely pick up on that in others, in the energy of others. So, although people who really know me know that I can joke around. I'm not really on joke time too much these days, just because I feel for the world. I feel for all of the people who are hurt, and I especially feel for the children and the women who have been trafficked, who are maybe making it home right now, who've been rescued. Let's hope. But what all they went through, it's hard for me to just turn a blind eye to it and say, it's always a good time. I can't do that, And that's okay, because I'm opening up to the world, and that's just my, that's just something that I vowed to do. There's something that you sign up for when you go on a spiritual journey, is that you understand that you are going back to, or getting more in touch with who you truly are. a part of the source, a part of the nothingness, yet the all. So it's very important, man. And so I again, and I can't stress this enough. So I am always in deep thought. I'm always collecting information, piecing it together the best way that I can. It doesn't always translate in how I talk because my mind, it just moves so fast that I can't really hold on to something. So I never quite know what I'm going to say. It just comes out, and hopefully I'm not shooting from the hip. But I get better at that with time. Okay, I'm getting better at reading the room and actually reading, my dark thoughts, and just understanding that you don't have to make everything a fight. You don't have to take on every battle. Pick and choose your battles. Okay? So the reason why I was talking about joking and things like that is because I truly have reached this great level of maturity, and some people, like my baby mama, she'll call me a grandpa and stuff like that because that's just the thing about me. Like, I don't go out, I don't spend a lot of time around people. Could be real cranky. I like to sleep. I like to eat. She say I'm boring. I mean, I don't know about that, man. I don't think I'm boring. I think I'm cool. I don't know, bro. I mean, fact of the matter is, and it's kind of off the subject of being spiritual. People want to call you boring when you really on your goddamn grind. I accept. I'm trying to grow. What the boring? What the fuck you want me to do? Really? What do you want me to do in this world? Get myself drunk and high like I did and be going on another destructive path? Last time, my last bender, I ended up on the FBI watch list. And I don't want to be a part of that, man. Because I have greater work to do in this world. I can't keep numbing myself. That's not the way. And that's why I do things like practice semen retention, and make sure that I try, do the best that I can for my body, and try to build up this temple. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I'm just kind of a passenger, and just experiencing life kind of all on my own. But soon, people may seek refuge in my wisdom and in my knowledge. And being tapped into the greater source is what is helping me, because it gives me these questions, it gives me these things to seek. And then the physical version of myself does the rest of the work. It says, okay, let me go online, let me go on this, and let me type something up. Let me see about that. I got a little inclination about that. Let me see what that's all about. And that's how I'm able to keep putting out content, man. And I don't feel any need. I don't have no scarcity mindset. I don't have any need to be like, okay, let's limit it to 3 videos a week. If I want to do 3 videos a day, I'll do 3 videos a day. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust in the source. I trust in the infinite source. I'll always have what I need, so I just keep putting it out there for the people who need it now. All right. Especially because you bloodsuckers, you on demand as bloodsuckers, you just gotta have it now. Although, you wouldn't dare go back and look at some of my older videos. I think they're pretty good too. But that's just, I think, when I see, that's what happens when I talk on the fly and I don't write down anything. Is that because I know that I'll likely be back talking about, speaking more on this. So, with that being said, this is how I benefited from meditation. Thank you.